what's with Drew?
Yeah, that's the best quarterback of all time.
And to see that approach and demand every single day for so many years, the greatest of all time, in my opinion.
They said he was too small. They said he couldn't last. They were wrong. This is Drew Brees, not through stats, not through highlights, but through the voices that matter most. NFL legends, teammates, opponents, coaches, the people who prepared for him, and the ones who couldn't stop him. From rebuilding New Orleans to redefining what greatness at quarterback looks like, this is the story of a man who didn't overpower the league. He outworked it. This is Drew Brees, told by legends.
I think the thing that was unique about Drew was, so my whole time in Carolina was primarily Sean McDermott, and then it was Steve Wilkes and Eric Washington as our D coordinators, and it was the same defense.
Right.
And then with Sean and Drew in New Orleans, it was the same offense largely. So we knew them, they knew us. We'd have 3 or 4 plays a game where we'd fool them, and then they'd have 3 or 4 where they'd fool us, and you get to the sideline, and it was like,
yeah, that was a screw you play. They got us there.
They got us. So that's
right.
what makes it fun.
Drew Brees would be, of course, number one, but like,
Yeah, what's with Drew?
yeah, that's the best quarterback of all time.
Whoa,
Like,
whoa. What'd you say?
You heard what I said.
There's only one greatest of all time. That's Tom Brady.
No, he's the greatest winner of all time. Yeah.
He's the greatest player of all time.
There's nobody who has the completion percentage that Drew has. There's nobody who has the most 5,000-yard seasons that Drew has. It took Tom Brady an extra 2 years to break Drew Brees.
The man has 7 rings.
That's what I just said. So we're agreeing. If you're talking about accomplishments, yes, Tom Brady. If you want to look at stats, pad your stats because Drew's got that. When he left, there were so many records that he owned. Now, after he retired, Tom Brady played another 2 years and broke all of them, I believe.
Don't get me wrong, Drew Brees is a great player,
Yeah.
but Tom Brady is goated.
You're go.
Drew Brees.
Wow. Do you
that's high
really think
praise.
that? Do you really think that Drew is
Who's
a
got
better?
more 5,000 yards seasons?
Do you think that Drew is a better quarterback than Tom?
Do I know that Drew is a better quarterback? Yeah. Last 10 years of my life tells me so.
That's being a good teammate.
Greatness isn't just measured by rings or records. It's measured by respect. When Drew Brees stepped into the huddle, defenders listened. When he walked into a stadium, legends took notice.
Well, I mean, Max, on one side of his mouth, he say he doesn't belong in the room, but then he say, yes, he's very accurate. Well, Max, let me tell you something. From a quarterback standpoint, there are a couple of things that you have to be. You have to be a great decision maker, okay? And you have to be accurate with the football. Drew Brees has done that at the highest level since we've been keeping statistical data at the position. Now, you can talk about talent, and you bring up Patrick Mahomes and some of the other greats like Elway and Manning. From a talent standpoint, I hear you. Drew Brees is a shade over 6 feet tall, okay? Drew Brees is not the most athletically gifted guy ever. But if we're talking about the best quarterbacks to ever play the game, how can you not put Drew Brees in that category? He's done something that no one else has done. To me, that's exceptional. When you can do something better than anybody else has done it, better than Montana, better than Brady, better than your hero Patrick Mahomes, better than anyone else, he's done it. So in my opinion, not only is he up in the top tier category, if you want to start ranking them, right now I got him at 6, okay? Brady, Montana, Manning, Unitas, Elway, Drew Brees will be right there at number 6, Max. You can't take away what he's done. You can't take away what he's accomplished. And you can talk about the dome. You can talk about the passing era. I can name 20 quarterbacks that's played in the dome in the passing era, and they don't hold Drew Brees' jock. So let's not make excuses of why this man has been great, regardless of whether he's retiring to yesterday or today or a year from now. He is great based on what he has done and what he's accomplished.
Drew was he was such a pro, like legitimately just a Hall of Fame professional. Everything that he did was so cliche, but it was so like real, you know, first one in the building, last one to leave. The routine, the process, game planning. Don't matter if we've seen the Bucks 3 times this year, the Panthers 2 times already. Like, it didn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
The hours spent, the detail, the demand of others. Mike Thomas, I need you to be right here at this moment. You got to be right there, not a foot less or more.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Cooks, the motion has to be 6 inches more. He was just so detailed, and to see that approach and demand every single day for so many years, Greatest all time, in my opinion.
Greatness doesn't ask for permission, it takes over. Drew Brees didn't look the part, so he forced the league to adjust, because when the people who shape this game speak your name with respect, you've already won.
Well, there's so many things. Number one, I don't know that people really appreciate how exceptional of an athlete he is. He was someone that I think oftentimes, because he's 6'1" or 6'2", we associate that with athleticism. I mean, he was one of those guys that could vertically jump up and dunk a basketball. He was a great foot athlete. I mean, he beat Andy Roddick in youth tennis. So his physical skill set was certainly something that set him apart. And then all those intangibles that you would look for at that position, specifically the work ethic, the drive. There was always a chip on his shoulder, wanting to prove people that he could do this. But I think the single biggest thing was he had a way of making everyone around him level up. The receivers, the offensive line, the coaching staff, his competitive nature. I mean, you felt even as his head coach, like, man, that drive to put together the perfect game plan. So I gave you 3 things there. I could give you 20, but his athleticism, his drive, is that inner. Some people just have it, and he certainly did. And then I would say how he elevated so many other people around him.
Well, listen, Tyrann Mathieu had an amazing tweet where he talked about Drew Brees and what he meant to the Saints organization, but not only the organization, but the city. What Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints have brought from a sense of winning, from a sense of pride, from a sense of ownership of something good. Think about post-Katrina and what this team was, bringing the city its only world championship. That's because of Drew Brees, the consistent excellence that he continued to show, the way that he was off the field, the type of family man he was. He was really everything good that could be represented by an organization. And you hate to see it in this way. And the crazy thing about it is, Drew Brees was plagued with bad defenses. He was plagued with bad calls. He was plagued with bad decisions or bad situations throughout his career, because he should have more Super Bowls, but he doesn't. And so it's sad to see it in this way, but there is nothing for him to hang his head for. There is nothing for him to hang his head about. And when he thinks about, or he talks about giving himself time to figure this out, we owe Drew Brees the opportunity to think about his career, to think about what he is, and to make his decision. And then we could speak about his legacy then.
Drew Brees earned it in film rooms, in late drives, and in moments when the game was on the line. Not by being the biggest, but by being the most prepared. And when the legends talk about him, they don't mention luck, they mention greatness. Here's what they had to say.
Where do we hold Drew Brees in the greatest ever conversation? I think it's time we start having it. When you think about what he's done, right? And you talk about records, new age NFL, how many records are being broken. Drew's been doing this for a long time. And you think about the quarterbacks that come to mind, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Joe Montana. I would put Drew right there at 4. Before Marino, before Elway. And I know a lot of people like, well, Elway won the Super Bowls. Elway went out with a supporting cast that was unbelievable. Drew has continued to carry the Saints. So now it's time for us to start having this conversation.
Name is. It's about how long it echoes. Drew Brees didn't just leave records behind. He left standards of preparation, leadership, and belief. When the legends speak about him, you hear the same thing, respect. Because you don't earn that from the greatest to ever play by accident. This is Drew Brees, a Hall of Famer, a standard, and his legacy isn't finished being told.